Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. It has been a hot minute since I did a short fun video, and so I thought today would be the day. Let's sit down and do a short fun video. And the reason I decided this is because I opened Facebook the other day to do a different video. And I went to my groups, and there's like a tab that shows you like recent feed from all the groups you're in, and I'm in a lot of terrible groups. I'm in 30 terrible Facebook groups. And I saw this one post from husband and wife humor that came up that made me decide, oh, I need to check in on the straights. But instead of going to Reddit, I am going into this Facebook group. And boy, oh boy, was that a decision. I feel like this is just where the Are the Straights Okay subreddit they come here, they take these posts and they just post them on Reddit. So I've gone straight to the source. These people are like creating these memes. They are posting them unironically. They are getting hundreds of likes. They are getting comments with laughing faces, and it's a little bit of a nightmare. So I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to find the Are the Straights Okay memes, but like go straight to the source. You're so welcome. Before we get into it, I would like to tell you a little bit about today's sponsor, me. Something that you may have noticed recently is there have been a lot of YouTubers creating second channels. And that is because the YouTube algorithm recently has been an absolute nightmare. It has been so terrible and is hurting a lot of creators really badly, myself included. And so I have created a third channel, called Kiwi Reads, which is Kiwi with a Q, where I'll be posting book content over there. And alongside that, I have also created a book club, which is available on Patreon at patreon.com/Kiwi Reads. For a couple pounds a month, you can join the Discord server where every month we pick a book and we will read it together. And there's also channels to just talk about anything else book related. On top of that, I am starting the exciting venture of finally getting back into music after a 6-year break, and I'm so excited. I just had my first studio session a few days ago. So if you want to help support me in being able to create music while also keeping up making good content here, then I would really appreciate if you could engage with this video and any of my other videos, especially by subscribing if you aren't already. Subscribing is the best way to help the channel, as well as leaving likes and comments and such. You can also help through Patreon as well. Obviously, I have my little book club Patreon, and then I also have my standard main Patreon, which I've also just created a Discord server for. There are a whole bunch of channels on the Discord server for a whole bunch of things, and I'm very active in there as well. You also get access to my videos early and without ads. You also get outtakes, my scripts, there's some bonus content, and also little clips of music and behind the scenes update of the music that I am working on and everything like that. And it starts from £1 and it goes all the way up to £15. So whatever fits for you, if you are able to help, I do really truly appreciate it. It genuinely does mean so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me promote myself for a couple of minutes. And yeah, let's get into the nightmares that is straight people on the internet. This is the post that I saw that made me decide I had to make this video, which is, I'll never understand guys who pay dominatrixes to degrade them. Just get married and fold the towels wrong. Sometimes they just boil my blood, right? Like, oh my God. It's just not funny, right? Like, it's just not funny. Firstly, how do you fold the towels wrong? Like, I feel like we're doing that on purpose, right? Or we're just exaggerating. Or you have, like, if you are being, like, degraded for a small task, then, like, you shouldn't be in this relationship, right? Like, everything about this is off. So, yeah, either, like, you're both at fault, you're exaggerating, or you're a victim. In all three ways, the relationship needs to be over. We shouldn't be talking about our wives like this. This should not be the way we should be living our lives in our relationships. No. Next. After my wife went missing, I received a ransom note that said, if you want to see your wife again, pay us $100,000 in big bills, no police, and answer the phone. So far, I've had 97 missed calls. Get a divorce, man. Like, I just don't understand this humor. Occasionally there'll be comments on these posts being like, Why don't you get a divorce? And then people just reply being like, clearly you don't have a sense of humor. You don't understand that these are jokes. You don't understand a joke. I think you don't understand a joke because I don't understand what's funny about this. I don't understand what's funny about joking about wanting your partner to be kidnapped and held for ransom. It's just not funny. If I found out my partner made a joke about me like that, I would end the relationship and never speak to them ever again. Because, no. Don't fucking, no. That's not okay. You should love your partner and you shouldn't make jokes about wanting them to be kidnapped and held for ransom because they annoy you. Also, you don't even know how to fold towels, so good luck living on your own without your wife, because I know for a fact that these men do not know how to look after themselves. That's the whole thing, right? Like, they complain that their wives nag at them because they don't do things correctly, but they don't do things correctly because they don't do things. They just want their wives to look after them, and then they complain when their wives want them to do anything for themselves. You can't survive without your wife, bro. Don't even act like you can. Wife asked, want to try a new position tonight? I replied, excellent idea. Wife said, okay, you stand at the sink, wash dishes, and I will lie on the couch and watch TV. I feel like maybe in this instance, not to assume, but the reason that she's doing this is because you never do the dishes and now it's your turn. It's a role reversal, right? That's why she said, want to try a new position, because usually it's the other way around. Right? I just don't get why we think that's funny. I just don't understand why we're laughing at the fact that your wife is like fed up with you not helping and is like, all right, final straw, I'm gonna be you, you're gonna be me, and we're gonna see how you fucking like it. And then you're like, haha, wives, am I right? They always want you to do stuff while they do nothing, when in actuality, this is every day and they've just finally had enough and like make you switch spots for one night. Next time you're having an argument with your wife, start undressing. She will instantly have a headache and go to sleep. Hey man, if your wife never wants to have sex with you and always says she has a headache, it's because she doesn't want to say no to you. She feels like she has to come up with an excuse and she's not allowed to just say no. Bad. And also, you are not doing anything that is making her want to have sex with you, right? Like, that's the thing. All these men are in here like, my wife never wants to sleep with me anymore. She never has sex. She always just has a headache. It's like, have you had a conversation as to why that is? If your sex life is dead and your wife is no longer attracted to you, like, maybe have a conversation about that. Maybe there is an issue there. Maybe it's the fact that you aren't contributing around the household and she has to do everything and it's frustrating and it's exhausting and she doesn't have the energy and she's frustrated with you and you won't listen and you won't help her. Like, that's a lot of the times what the issue is. There could be a whole bunch of other reasons. But instead of just complaining and getting grumpy and then going online and being like, my wife doesn't want to have sex with me, maybe have a conversation and communicate, because people in healthy relationships who have previously had healthy sex lives, that continues to happen if the relationship remains healthy. If the sex life is changing, the relationship is changing, and maybe you need to address that and figure out what is changed in the relationship to make that change. Yeah? Okay. Father, all day I hear voices telling me what to do. Am I possessed? No, son. You are married. Hey, did you know that people won't constantly tell you what to do if you, like, do things? If you, like, use your initiative and do the things that need to be done and that are expected of you, then no one's going to be telling you to do them because they'd just be done. Like, if you know that you are meant to, like, wash the dishes because your wife cooked dinner, if you don't want her to ask you to wash the dishes, just go and wash the dishes. If, like, your wife is telling you, hey, can you put your dirty laundry in the hamper? Maybe just do that immediately, and then she's not going to be telling you to do it because you just do it. I promise you that she is more annoyed by having to constantly tell you what to do than you are by the fact she is telling you what to do. Just do the things, and then she won't have to tell you anymore. Nagging won't happen if you just, like, do the things. Be a grown-up! And I know sometimes it's easy to forget to do tasks, right? But then you can't get mad when you're told to do them. Yeah? There's a line. Wife. Honey, before we got married, you used to give me gifts and expensive jewelry. Husband. Yes. So? Wife. How come you don't do it anymore? Husband. Have you ever seen a fisherman give worms to the fucking fish after catching it? Husband's visiting hours, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. There are so many things wrong with this. Starting with the fact that your wife isn't a fish. Also, the fish you catch, you kill them, and then you eat them. I don't know how to make this analogy, because the only way it works when using fish is being like, if you catch the fish and you keep it alive, then yes, you do feed it, but you're not catching it to keep it alive, you're catching it to eat. And your wife is neither something you catch to kill, nor something you catch to keep as a pet. She is a person, and she got into the relationship with you for specific reasons, and if you stop doing those things, and then, you know, she's gonna stop being so interested in you. I'm not saying you have to, like, buy her affection, but you also shouldn't, like, buy her affection at the start of the relationship either. Like, you should always want to, like, do nice things for your wife. This isn't a, like, oh, I'll do nice things and then I'll have her and then I'll marry her so she can't leave me and now I have a live-in maid. If that's how you view your wife, which it seems like it is, you shouldn't be married. End of sentence. An old Irish farmer had a wife who nagged him non-stop. The only peace he had was when he was ploughing with his mule. One day, she brought him lunch to the field and immediately started nagging again. Suddenly, the mule kicked her in the head and she died on the spot. At her funeral, the priest noticed something strange. When women spoke to the farmer, he nodded. When men spoke to him, he shook his head. Curious, the priest asked why. The farmer said, "The women said how nice my wife looked. The men asked if the mule was for sale." Hey guys, did you know what's, like, really funny? You know what's so funny? Wanting your wife to be kicked in the head and die. That's all men want. All men want is for their wives to die. 'Cause that's funny. That's hilarious. I just, like, do not understand how anyone ever thinks this up and then thinks to post it, and then it gets like hundreds of likes and people thinking it's hilarious. It's astounding. The fact that some of these are posted by women as well. Like, do you not find it concerning or upsetting that your husband is like joking about the fact he wishes you were dead? You don't find that upsetting? Oh, it's just a joke. Tell me what the joke is. I'm so curious. I always think about that, like, one post, right, from years and years ago when it was like, if someone says a sexist joke and then you are like, that's not funny, and they say it's a joke, and then you say, explain the joke, tell me why it's funny. They'll never be able to do it because when they do, they have to, like, openly be like, because sexist thing, because racist thing, you know, like, they have to explain the fact that yes, it is in fact a bad, problematic joke. Same applies here. I ask you, tell me what the joke is. Tell me what is funny. The joke is your wife would be dead. The joke is what? Oh, it's so funny. Men want their wives to just shut up and stop nagging, so we want them to die. That's hilarious. Tell me the joke, explain it to me, and then tell me again that I'm the one who doesn't have a sense of humor. You don't have a sense of humor, it's a joke, but they don't ever explain why it's funny. Because they can't. Because it's fucked up. My wife comes out of the bathroom after her shower, butt naked, and walks into the bedroom. She said to me, "Babe, shut the curtains. I don't want the neighbors to see me naked." "Don't worry," I said. "If the neighbors see you naked, they'll shut their own fucking curtains." God. You could look at this in the courteous way of being like, oh, people don't want to intrude and look at you naked through their windows, so they'll close their windows so they don't look at you naked. But you know that's not what he meant. You know that what he meant is that he's saying that his wife is unattractive and ugly and no one wants to see that. No one wants to see your naked body, babe. Don't worry. They're not gonna look. They will avert their eyes. What is wrong with you? Why are you saying this? Why are you joking? Once again, explain the joke. Like, sometimes women will join in on the ones where it's like, lol, I want my wife to die, which is astounding to me. But they don't join in on like this type of one where it's like they're being called unattractive. And I really, really do think that shows so much about how we view women. Women can joke about the fact their husbands want them to be kidnapped or want them to die. But it's not ever funny if it's like them making fun of them being unattractive. And that shows well and truly how fucked we are. And it's so upsetting. That is the last one that I had saved because I decided that I had suffered enough, and you've suffered enough with me now. I'm so sorry for ruining your day. I'm so sorry. I will be back for more of these. So I'll be back to ruin your day sometime again in the future. But yeah, I think we can end this video by saying that no, the straights are not okay. They never will be. You know, I keep asking, we keep doing these videos. The answer's not changed, and I have no hope for it to ever change, unfortunately. But you know, at least I get content out of it. Subscribe! A huge thank you to my Kiwi cat patrons. Bug Loves Cats, Kaylee, Kojo, The Beebs, Tess, Alicia, Myrail, Bree, Bay the Trucker, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic PT, Sushi Kawaii, Phil the Duck, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, and Alexis. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.